Okay, so good day and welcome to this module. Right, so in this module we'll be talking about trade types, right? Different types of trades, like how you execute your trades, how you enter the market, right? And majorly there are two types, right, which we have pending orders and instant execution. Right, so there's something I need us to note, which is CMP. What CMP means, right? Because in order entry you get to see this a lot, like entering the market. You need to know what CMP means, and CMP is an acronym for current market price, right? So I need you to take note of that because it's a very important thing in trade entry and execution. Right, so now we're going to dive into the main thing of this episode, which is trade types, pending orders and instant execution. These are majorly the ways we can enter the market, right? The ways we can execute trades, right? And first we'll be looking at what instant execution is. What instant execution is, right? Instant live market execution. So instant execution is when you're entering the market on the current moving price, right? On the current moving price. That's if price Euro USD is trading at 1.128 in the current price now, that's where you enter the market. So that's what CMP means. CMP, current market price. Instant execution is you simply executing your trade at that instant price, right? At the price which you are saying, like now, taking your trade now. This is instant execution, right? So, and instant execution are further divided into two, right? So we have when you're buying, right? Buying simply means you're entering your trade. You're entering a trade with the expectation that the market is going to go higher, right? That's when you buy. It's going to go higher from the current moving price, and so you enter now, hoping it's going to buy. And the other the other trade is sell. And when you take a sell trade, you're anticipating that the price is going to drop from the current moving price, right? That's why this arrow is pointing downwards, right? So when you sell on instant execution, you're entering the market at the current moving price, right? So let's dive into the next one, which is pending order. A pending order. What a pending order means? A pending order is an order that you set, right, so that later on it can happen. It's just like a set it and forget type of order, right? You set it and forget. Set it and forget. And this type of order, they are further subdivided into two, right, which we'll be looking at shortly. We'll have the limit orders, right? Limit order. In the limit order, what to do in the limit order, we are setting a price that at this threshold, price has to be crossed at a particular price before you are entered into the market. That price, you're setting at a particular price threshold that if price gets to this place, I want to be triggered into the market, right? And now at that price, you're also expecting a turnaround, right? So you're expecting a turnaround at that threshold, which is where you want to be entered at your at the market price. Like you want that threshold to be your entry, right? So this is what a buy limit order is. So limit orders are of two types, right? And we'll have buy limits and sell limits. And in the buy limit, you're expecting that the price, you're expecting price to get to a threshold which is lower than the current market price for you to be triggered into the market, and then price turn around, right? So that's what you're expecting, a buy limit. For a sell limit, you're setting a price threshold that you want an entry above the current moving price, before there's a turnaround in the market. We'll go into where these types of entries come in as your third touches on your trend line, right? So you get those kind of entries. You can set a sell limit order in a bearish market. We'll go into more details in this at the module that talks about the strategy. Now, stop orders, you're setting a threshold that the market has to cross only once before you are entered into the market, right? So the difference between this and the limit order is that for the limit order, you're expecting the price threshold to be triggered, right? And then price has to make a U-turn, meaning that in sell limits, the price has to be crossed twice. First, to be triggered, and secondly, for you to be in profit, right? So that's what the difference between the limit order and the stop order. Stop order has to be crossed just once, right? You're setting a price entry above the current moving price. Now, if price gets there, it should carry you along and go forward. That's what a buy stop is, right? So I need you to take notes. You can duplicate these illustrations to your notes, right? Because it's very, very vital. This is very fundamental thing in trading. You need to know these types of orders because it makes trading easier. And these kind of orders, in case you're not on the chart, right? So based on your analysis, you know that okay, this is where the price is going. You can use this type of orders. So for sell stop orders, this type of order, you are expecting the price to go below the current moving price, right? But you don't want to enter at that current price. You want to enter, probably you need some extra confirmation in your forecasted direction. This is where you have this sell stop order. You want an entry below the current moving price for you to be part of the fall in the market or the continuous decrease in the market. So I need you to take notes because this is very important, right? Precision. This is where we wrap it up, right? And you also need to know that precision is a very important thing in trading, as it helps you to master what you know or what you've learned. And the only way you can attain precision is by repetitive learning. Whatever you don't understand, you have to go over it as many times as possible till it sinks, right? So take notes as many times as you want, right? So you also have to know that precision is key in trading. It's key in this business. You want to be as precise as possible, because that's the only way you master anything, by taking every little details into consideration, right? So thank you for being in this episode, and I look forward to the next episode, right, where we'll be talking about some other vital things in trading, right? So have a great time.